Today, we're looking at something that is just wonderfully simple, yet absolutely profound. We're going to explore this really surprising premise that a basic childhood game, something we've all played or at least seen played 100 times, has literal world-changing potential. We're drawing today on a brilliant presentation by a 7-year-old named Molly Wright. She stood up on a TED stage to share the incredible science of early childhood development, and it is a fascinating look at the absolute building blocks of human potential.
So think about this for a second. Can a game of Peekaboo change the world? It sounds absolutely impossible, right? No way. How could covering your eyes, popping out, and yelling Peekaboo to a baby have global implications? I mean, it feels way too small of an action to cause any kind of macro-level ripple effect. But today, we're going to go on this micro to macro journey to figure out exactly how these tiny, everyday moments actually scale up into something massive.
Part 1. The power of Peekaboo, validating the impossible. Okay, let's dive into this.
Part 2. Inside the baby brain, the first 5 years. Human development actually starts way before birth, right in the womb. And those first 5 years, they are absolutely the most critical for a person's overall health and development.
So the short answer to our impossible question is yes. Yes, it actually can change the world. But to understand why, we really have to look inside a child's head. We know now that the first 5 years of life are the most sensitive, vital window for brain development in a human being's entire lifespan. It's not just about getting a baby to laugh, right? It's about literally constructing the neurological foundation for the adult they're going to become. Think about it. We start at birth as our baseline. By the time that baby hits just 1 year old, their brain has almost doubled in volume. Doubled, and by age 7, the brain has reached almost 90% of its full adult volume. It's crazy. A baby's brain is growing faster in these early years than at any other time in their life. So all that crying, eating, and sleeping, that's just the surface level. Underneath, there is this massive, intricate construction project taking place.
And to put that construction into perspective, 1 million. 1 million. During this super rapid phase of early development, a baby's brain can create up to 1 million neural connections every single second. Just try to wrap your head around that pace. Every single second, 1 million new bridges are being built in their little minds. It is an absolute explosion of cognitive wiring.
Part 3. Serve and Return Explained, the framework for growth.
But here's the critical catch with all of this. This rapid development, it doesn't just happen in a vacuum. It depends entirely on adult help. A baby's brain doesn't just, automatically wire itself to perfection on its own. For a child to actually reach their full potential, their healthy development relies on a framework of 5 core pillars. Number 1, connecting. Number 2, talking. Number 3, playing. Number 4, a healthy home. And number 5, community. And notice how those first 3 absolutely require another person to be actively engaged with the child. The brain is basically just sitting there, waiting for cues from the outside world to tell it how to connect those million neural pathways a second. Scientists actually have a specific term for this interactive method, and it's called serve and return. But as the super smart 7-year-old speaker in our source material points out, serve and return is really just a fancy grown-up way of saying connect, talk, and play with us. It's kind of like a game of tennis. The baby serves, maybe they coo or point or give you a big smile, and the adult returns that serve by reacting, speaking, or playing back. That back and forth volley, that is exactly what wires those neural connections.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is exactly how specific these interactions get. I mean, different games literally build different crucial brain skills. If you play copycat games, like mimicking their facial expressions or sounds, you are actively building their imagination and empathy. If you play naming games, pointing at a dog and saying dog, you are building their vocabulary and attention. And then we get to Peekaboo. Playing Peekaboo literally builds memory and trust in a child's developing brain. They are learning that even when they can't see you, you still exist, and you are going to come back.
So, the really crucial point here is that these aren't just silly little ways to pass the time before a nap. Every single time you talk to a child, play with them, and make them laugh, you are strengthening their mental health, you are teaching them the absolute foundational life skills they need for the future. We're talking about the deep-rooted skills required for making friends, taking a big test at school, eventually getting a job, and maybe even one day starting a family of their own. The adult they become is quite literally being shaped by these early, frequent interactions.
Part 4. The cost of disconnection, when the connection is taken away.
So, what happens when that connection is just abruptly taken away? In this really powerful live experiment, a father who was happily playing with his baby suddenly just stopped and looked away at an iPad. Now, on one hand, kids are biologically hardwired to seek out meaningful connection. It creates confidence, safety, and trust. But when an adult becomes suddenly absorbed in a device, the child reaches out, kind of thinking, hey, that was fun, why'd you stop? And when they don't get a return to their serve, it triggers immediate confusion and a severe stress response. In the experiment, the baby almost immediately began to cry. Now, look. Occasional distraction happens, right? Adults need to use their devices sometimes, that's just modern life. But imagine for a second from a child's perspective, if an entire childhood felt like that sudden disconnection. If a child consistently lacks those vital serve and return interactions, it leaves a lifelong negative impact. Constant disconnection makes it incredibly hard for a child to ever feel calm, to ever feel safe, and to ever truly learn to trust anyone. It essentially leaves them in a state of ongoing stress, right during the absolute most critical wiring phase of their entire life.
Part 5. Shaping the future early. The power of positive relationships.
Let's bring this right back to what we can control, because the good news here is incredibly powerful. The baby in that experiment, they recovered really quickly once the dad put the device down and smiled again. And that proves that strong, baseline positive relationships act like a safety net. It gives kids the confidence they need to try new things, to explore the world around them, to bounce back from stress, and to just be a kid. So what should you take away from this explainer? Well, whether you're a parent, an aunt, an uncle, a neighbor, or just somebody making funny faces at a baby on the bus, you have power. Here's your action plan. Step 1. Remember that those first 5 years are critical. Step 2. Practice serve and return. When they reach out, respond. And Step 3. Connect early and connect often. Every single moment together is a real opportunity to connect, talk, and play. I want to close today with a quote directly from Molly, the amazing 7-year-old speaker who presented this incredible data. She said, "To us, the children, it's so much more than just a game. It's our future." Wow, that really makes you look at a simple game of peekaboo in a whole new light, doesn't it? If covering our eyes and saying boo can literally wire a human being for a lifetime of success, what other tiny, everyday moments are we taking for granted? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now get out there and return some serves.